And so I'm making this plea, and I said, well, look, I don't care if we spend 60%, whatever I said, on the energy and the global warming and all that. Just so long as we got 30 or 30%. I think I kind of narrowed it to 30% spent on public lands and wilderness and that kind of stuff.
Where's the percentage been broken down as of late?
Oh, I have no idea. I'm just making an argument for.
It doesn't need to be all beyond coal.
I'm making a directional argument, okay? You don't want to go all in one direction. So you want to, and I said, this is the core of Sierra Club members. So I said, we got some money over here and that kind of thing. And so at some point in the conversation, somebody asked, and it might have been Pat Gallagher, the director of the legal program.
The Sierra Club's in-house legal program.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He asked the guy, he says, well, are these funds there and that kind of thing? And he says yes, and they go, and I sincerely believe this is the correct thing to do and all that. Well, it turns out that I think I might have introduced this subject, saying this is what our people love, this is what they contribute to, this is part of what the whole thing is about. And Gallagher looked at him and says, well, is this true? And so the executive director of the foundation says, yeah, Bunny comes in and dedicated that, and Gallagher pressed the point. He said, well, that's by far the greatest number of individual estate and gifts that we get coming in are from people who have a favorite park or wilderness area and all that. I have a big shitty grin on my face. There's that one.
You were right. The evidence supported you.
But anyway, that's definitional, really, of this constant tension. And hell, I have grandkids. I want them to breathe clean air. I want them to drive electric cars. I want everything to be clean for them. But there's this other ethic. Why do I want? I mean, I want them to be able to go down and walk the Delicate Arch in oxygenated air, not smoke. Okay? I mean,
can't you have both?
Yeah. So and my belief that the very heart of most of the Sierra Club members, you see, want to do both. They want to make sure this isn't ignored. But I don't. I'm the one who makes the argument, right? So I need a little support from third parties.
Well, sure. So what I'm hearing you say is that the Sierra Club's transition to focusing on beyond coal and clean energy and climate work, that there needs to be the balance of the old school club as well, about public lands and wilderness.
Well. So that's why you're a PhD from Berkeley.
So is this conflict between priorities, is that reminiscent of this conflict you had with Rick Sutherland in the late mid-'80s?
Sure, yeah. And the conflict will always be there. Part of the strength of the Sierra Club is because it can absorb and deal with conflicts like that and deliver a better product for everybody. I sincerely believe that. Like an old style litigator, I don't shy away from the more unpleasant aspects of conflict. Just as soon not have them. But I don't see them I don't see conflict as necessarily unhealthy.